I'm Jacob Matthews, and I'm starting a YouTube channel, and I really want this to get going. I need your guys' help for this because I really need to spread veganism. I just watched Earthlings, and I've been vegan for 4 months now, and I know this isn't very well edited because I just put this together because I said I have to spread this message, and it's so funny to me, and I know I'm just jumping into it, but it's so funny to me how we can kill, slaughter, and abuse animals, something that lives and breathes. We can use men and send them to war for, again, like you probably will see in other videos, and just all kinds of crap our government does. And they don't give a crap. People do not give a crap about anything that is going on. And you know what? This politically correct, I've seen on Durianrider's thing, as he says, unicorn huggers. And they're right. Because no one really gives a shit anymore. And I think it's important for people my age, the young generation, to spread veganism and to really make people understand that, you're killing another living being. And, as Unity, which was a documentary created by the people who made Earthlings, they said, is love of the one or is it of the many? We all live on the same planet, and if we don't learn soon to work together, we're not going to have a planet to live on. Some people would say maybe it's even more, but 28% of greenhouse emissions is put there because of, grass-fed animals. And they'll say, well, grass-fed is more moral. Well, it's also, which I don't think it's more moral personally, but it produces so much greenhouse emissions. It's even worse than the grain-fed calves. 75%. 75% of all grains, all oats, especially oats, are fed to animals. So how are those children in third world countries going to eat? But let's be quite frankly, you don't give a shit. You just don't give a fuck at this point anymore. And you know what? There's not much I really can say about that. You really... The problem is people don't care anymore. We've gotten to a point where people pretend they care because they want to look good in public, but in real life they don't give a shit. They just don't give a fuck. And you know what? I'm going to be talking about, and I got to give some shout outs, Vegan Gains. I watched his videos, he hits hard, and that's what I want to do with this channel. I really want to bring this channel up, and my goal is to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And I know it's maybe even a goal, or maybe I can do more and better, but you know what? I'm going to be at this every week. I'm slowly going to improve with more videos and more videos and more videos. But you know what? I cannot sit back and watch this happen. I mean, as you can see, how could you kill and eat something like this? Now, if you think about it, what's the difference between a chicken and a cow? So you'll use God, which is not real. There is no God. But you'll use God as an example to something as sorts of, God says we can eat animals. Well, did God say we couldn't eat dogs or cats? Well, what's the difference? Because you're contradicting your own belief. There was no talk about not killing them, but what about a chicken? The fact is that they are sentient, and they do feel pain and suffering, and you are an asshole for eating them. And that's really what it comes down to, because you're not a good person if you eat another living being. Leather is, they'll try to say, oh, well, it's just this. It's the skin of another living being. And you are wearing it. And to top that off, no one gives a shit. There's kids starving, like I said, and no one gives a fuck that their food is being fed to a cow. When in reality, they'd be eating grains. Like, they wouldn't be eating grains. They would be eating grass and things like that, which would be necessarily great for our, ecosystem, but it would be morally a lot fucking better. It would be fuck ton better. But you don't really give a fuck, do you? Because most people don't. And you know what? Every single day, these animals are tortured, anally electrocuted, and fucking hurt badly. And you know what? If someone doesn't do something about it, it's never going to change. And quite frankly, I'm never going to be one to edit my videos and it's not a laziness thing, it's because, I want the human mistake to be there. When I, mess up when I talk and stuff, I want this to be just blunt and to be forward. And if I fuck up, I fuck up. Because I'm not perfect. I'm not like a lot of these people like Rich Piana. And a lot of these, you know, celebrities that, they go up on there and they talk about all this shit. Like, no one gives a fuck about your steroid cycle. What about the kids starving in a third world country? You don't give a fuck about that, do you? You just don't give a fuck. Oh, you'll get that one guy who's like, I gave $200 to charity. Motherfucker, you think that's a lot of money? There's kids starving. You're not making a difference. When you go vegan, you make a difference. But no one really gives a shit, do they? And I'm almost at loss for words. Because they'll try to walk around and act like they're perfect. Listen, man, I am not perfect. I got all kinds of... Man, you can see my issues. You can point them out, man. I don't really give a shit. Because you know what? We're not perfect. That's something... We're worse than perfect. We're horrible. We allow animals to go through incomprehensible suffering. That you, me, and we all know this. It's horrible. But we still think, oh, it's just chicken. You're ruining my meal. Well, no, I'm not just ruining your meal. You're supporting an industry that is fucking horrible. They're tortured. And you'll say, well, I heard about this on the news. Well, motherfucker, it's a life. What if I was to say, if you were to say, well, I only eat once in a blue moon. You know what? I only keep children in my basement and rape them once in a... Babe, again, it's only once in a blue moon. It's stupid. It's dumb. And it makes no sense. You can't do horrible things. You can't be like, I raped a kid, it only happened once or twice. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. And your idealism is completely off. You're this whole, I don't believe in religion because I think it's stupid, and you know what? Quite frankly, most wars are based on money and religion. And I'm gonna lead off in about a minute, but I really want to stretch this channel. I really want people to understand the problems in this world, and understand that, if we don't change the world with healthy, good options we can do for our body. And, I want to talk about, I'm going to be getting into cholesterol and why we do not need it for any problem as a man. We don't need it. It's just, as a human being, we don't need cholesterol. And why you motherfuckers are getting heart disease. Bad. Bad problems. So, this is just a video to lead on, and I want to give a shout out to Vegan Gains again. I've really been watching his videos, and, really has moved me into veganism to the point where it's like, I can't just be a vegan and shut the fuck up. I can't do it. I can't be a vegan. I have to be the guy who pisses people off. And you know what? I think I'm going to like doing that because I think it's something that I have to do. And, again, Durianrider, big Freelee, big shout out to them. Gary Yourofsky, that dude has got his shit real. He's got his shit together. And, that's about it. That's all I have to say about that. So, you know what? I'm going to see you, and you know what? Vegan or nothing.